The vassal state of Western Xia refused to provide military support. The Mongol ruler first tried to negotiate and obtain hostages through diplomatic means, but when the talks reached a dead end, he began raising an army. The campaign began in early 1226, but was paused after Genghis Khan fell from his horse during a hunt. His sons and many of his generals urged him to stop the campaign, as his condition grew worse. But after being insulted by an enemy commander, he ordered the siege of the Tangut capital to be accelerated. He died during this siege. His close advisors chose to hide this tragic fact from the troops and continue the campaign until total and unconditional victory. Only after the successful end of the war was the great Khan's body transported to Mongolia for burial. It is believed he was laid to rest on the slopes of the sacred mountain Burkhan Khaldun. Years later, the Pope's envoy, Giovanni da Pian del Carpini, claimed that the Khan was struck by lightning. Meanwhile, Marco Polo wrote that he died from an arrow wound to the knee. In western China, a legend still survives that he was killed by dagger strikes delivered by the widow of the Tangut emperor, who was taken into his bed, and supposedly aimed painfully at a very sensitive place. However, official Mongol court chronicles are more straightforward. Rashid al-Din, a historian of the Ilkhanate, stated that the ruler died suddenly from an illness unknown at the time. The authors of the historical work History of Yuan, compiled by order of Mongol Khans themselves, supported this claim. Based on those records, scholars previously believed the cause to be typhoid fever, common in medieval armies. But a recent reanalysis of historical data suggests it was bubonic plague. Genghis Khan died 8 days after falling ill, had a severe fever, and showed no vomiting or abdominal pain, symptoms more consistent with plague than typhoid. In any case, once the Khan's death became known, the Mongols completely wiped the Tangut state from existence. Their capital was put to the sword, and the population was either killed or displaced to China and Mongolia. The history of the Tangut people ended forever.